Did you know that the average person spends about 4 hours per day on their phone? That's roughly 1,460 hours per year. Imagine what one could do with all that time if they used it more intentionally. In this video, we want to share a powerful time management system that can help viewers take control of their time and achieve their goals faster than ever before. It's called the Trident Calendar System, and it has the potential to completely transform the way people organize their lives and get things done. This is the Finance Virtuoso channel, where we talk about all things finance. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future money tips and tricks. The Trident Calendar System is a comprehensive approach to time management that helps one plan and execute effectively on 3 key levels: the big picture annual view, the weekly view, and the daily view. By using this system, people can ensure that they're making steady progress towards their long-term goals while also staying on top of their day-to-day responsibilities. So why is time management so critical? Well, as the productivity expert Ali Abdul says, time is our most valuable non-renewable resource. We can always find ways to make more money, but we can never create more time. The real skill is learning to use the time we have intentionally and effectively, not just for work and productivity, but for the things that truly matter to us, like our health, relationships, and personal growth. Unfortunately, most people struggle with time management. They feel like they're constantly busy but never really getting anything meaningful done. They're reactive rather than proactive, letting other people's priorities dictate their schedules. And as a result, they feel stressed, overwhelmed, and unfulfilled. But it doesn't have to be this way. With the right system and mindset, anyone can take control of their time and start living life on their own terms. And that's where the Trident Calendar System comes in. The first component of the system is the annual calendar view. This is where one zooms out and maps out their entire year at a glance, broken down by month. Doing this in a spreadsheet will make it easy to color code and customize. Seeing the whole year laid out like this gives incredible perspective. It allows one to easily spot busy periods, plan out big rocks like vacations and holidays, and get a bird's-eye view of what's coming up. For example, let's say someone has a big work project due in October. By mapping out their year, they can see how much time they realistically have to work on it, and plan accordingly. They might realize that they need to start delegating some tasks or say no to certain commitments in order to create the space they need. Or maybe someone has a personal goal to read 50 books this year. With an annual view, they can break that down and see that they need to read about 4 books per month to stay on track. They can then block out time each week for reading and make sure it doesn't get pushed aside by less important things. The key is to update the annual calendar regularly as new plans get locked in. And anytime one needs to schedule something significant, they should always consult this master calendar first. It keeps people realistic about what they can take on and ensures the important things get prioritized. The next component is weekly planning. This is where one defines their ideal week, basically sketching out what a perfect week would look like in terms of how they allocate their time. The process starts by mapping out the non-negotiables like sleep, meals, commute time, etc. Then one defines when they want to do focused deep work, when they'll batch tasks like emails and meetings, when they'll exercise, pursue hobbies, have family time, social time, and so on. The beauty of this is that it forces people to consciously decide how they want to spend their 168 hours each week. They have to prioritize and make trade-offs. And they see very clearly where their time is going. It's kind of like creating a budget, but for time instead of money. For instance, let's say someone wants to start exercising regularly. By looking at their ideal week, they might realize that the best time for them to work out is first thing in the morning before work. So they block that time out and make it a non-negotiable part of their routine. Or maybe someone wants to spend more quality time with their family. They might decide to designate every Sunday as a family day, where they do fun activities together and don't check work emails. Again, it's about being proactive and making priorities a part of the default schedule. Now, obviously life happens and things come up, so one has to be flexible. But having that ideal week template is so valuable because it acts as a default that one can return to. If things aren't scheduled intentionally, people will inevitably get pulled in a million reactive directions. Those who have experimented with this method have been amazed at the difference it can make, not just in productivity but overall well-being. Having blocks for focused work, but also for exercise, hobbies, family time, and downtime, is not about cramming in more, but being deliberate about how time is invested. And it can lead to feeling so much more in control. Finally, the last piece of the Trident system is the daily view. This is where the rubber meets the road and one executes on their plans. There are a few things one can do at this level to make the most of each day. First, try to stick to the calendar template created as much as possible. So if it says to do focused work on a project from 9 to 11 a.m., then that's what should be done. Having those containers predetermined cuts out so much decision fatigue. There's no constant questioning of what should be done. Next, each day, identify the top 3 daily quests, basically the 3 most important things that need to be done that day in different domains like work, health, and relationships. So the work quest might be to finish a presentation. The health quest could be a yoga class. And the relationship quest might be to call a family member. Add these to the calendar to make sure they get done. It's a small thing, but those daily wins really add up. And it can be a good balance between being overly rigid in scheduling and being too reactive. Another daily habit that can be super helpful is time blocking, especially for deep work. So let's say there's a 2-hour block for focused writing. Break that down further into 30-minute sprints using the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break. This helps maintain energy and attention over a longer period. Also try to batch similar tasks together to minimize context switching. So do all emails at once, or schedule all meetings back to back. This way one can get into a flow state and knock things out more efficiently. And of course, make sure to schedule in breaks and buffer time. We're not machines, and trying to work non-stop is a recipe for burnout. Take a real lunch break away from the desk, go for walks to clear the head, and even take the occasional power nap. Paradoxically, a lot more can get done when permission is given to step away regularly. So that's the Trident Calendar System in a nutshell: annual planning to map out the big picture, weekly planning to define the ideal schedule, and daily planning to stay on track and get the right things done. Take control of your time, starting today. Because as the saying goes, the bad news is time flies. But the good news is you're the pilot. With the Trident Calendar System, one has the tools and the framework to steer their life in the direction they want to go. That's all for this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. And we'd love to hear from you. What are your biggest challenges when it comes to time management? What strategies have you found helpful? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the same 24 hours as everyone else. It's up to you to make those hours count. See you next time.